You're listening to Vova.
Good evening and welcome to Voice of Africa News. We begin tonight with disturbing developments coming out of South Africa, where rising tensions and renewed xenophobic violence have led to the deaths and displacement of foreign nationals, including Nigerians and other African migrants. Reports from multiple cities, including Johannesburg, Durban, Soweto, and surrounding townships, indicate that vigilante groups and anti-immigration movements have carried out attacks targeting foreign-owned businesses and immigrant communities. In some cases, these incidents have turned deadly. Eyewitness accounts and humanitarian reports suggest that migrants, many of them from Nigeria, Mozambique, Malawi, Zimbabwe, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, have been assaulted, evicted from homes, and forced to flee their communities in fear, escalating violence. According to recent international reports, at least several deaths have been recorded in the latest wave of unrest, while thousands of foreign nationals have reportedly begun seeking emergency evacuation or repatriation. Human rights organizations warn that the situation reflects a troubling pattern of recurring xenophobic outbreaks in South Africa, often linked to high unemployment, economic inequality, political rhetoric targeting undocumented migrants, and vigilante enforcement by civilian groups. Government response under scrutiny. The South African government has condemned the violence and deployed security forces in affected areas. Officials insist that immigration laws must be enforced legally and not through vigilante action. However, critics argue that the response has not been strong enough to prevent the repeated cycles of violence against foreign nationals. Several African governments, including Nigeria, have already begun emergency evacuation processes for their citizens, while diplomatic pressure continues to build across the continent. Continental concern. The African Union and multiple human rights groups have expressed concern over the growing instability, warning that continued attacks on African migrants undermine regional unity and economic cooperation. Nigeria, in particular, has called for stronger protection of its citizens abroad and has not ruled out diplomatic or economic responses if the situation continues. Conclusion. As tensions remain high, thousands of Africans living in South Africa continue to live in fear, uncertain of their safety or future. This developing story raises urgent questions about migration, economic frustration, and the responsibility of governments to protect all people within their borders, regardless of nationality. We will continue to follow this story closely.
You're listening to Vova. Voice of the voiceless Africa. Where African stories rise, truths are uncovered, and the unheard finally find their voices. Is Vova.